Okay, and we are live again. Thank you everybody for attending. We are Codecademy, and I'm Fede for the community team, and I'm joined today by two of our content contributors from the curriculum team, Kyra and Christine. We are going to be walking you through Hacktoberfest, Codecademy Docs, and contributing to Codecademy Docs with Git and GitHub. This is part 2 of our 2 sessions this week, trying to help users discover Codecademy Docs and how to contribute to it. Thank you for stopping by. If you saw the presentation on Monday, this is basically the same information. But if you didn't attend Monday, this is going to be all new information for you. So thank you for stopping by. Hello, Kyra.
Hi, Fede. How you doing? How's everyone doing today?
Nice.
So we're going to be basically doing what we did on Monday. Is going to be an overview on how to contribute to Codecademy Docs. We're going to talk about a little bit about what Codecademy Docs is, and then also what Hacktoberfest is. And then we're going to follow with a workshop with a live example of how to contribute to Docs. So first, what is Codecademy Docs? So Docs is an online reference for coding concepts and terms. We rely on the community to contribute to this documentation. So today we're going to show you how you yourself can contribute and have entries live from you. So first, we could talk about Hacktoberfest first. So Hacktoberfest is an annual month-long celebration hosted by DigitalOcean during the month of October. It encourages contributors to contribute to open source projects. And as a reward, contributors can get digital rewards from completing pull requests. So to participate in Hacktoberfest, individuals need to first register on the official Hacktoberfest website, which we're showing right now. And then afterwards, you can contribute to public repositories on GitHub. So the first 50,000 to get their first PR merge during Hacktoberfest will get a tree planted in their name. And then there's also other digital rewards available. You can go to hacktoberfest.com to learn more about what rewards are available and further about Hacktoberfest. So why is this a great time to contribute to Codecademy Docs? It's always a great time to contribute, but since it's October, you can reap the benefits of Hacktoberfest at the same time. So at Codecademy Docs, we have the Good First Issues label, which we're going to show you later, but they're issues geared towards first-time contributors. So these issues are typically meant to be relatively simple or well-defined, making them a good entry point for individuals who are new to the project or open source development in general. So we're going to actually show that to you now because we're going to start going into how to contribute. So this process that we're going to show you is based off the contribution guide, which is on the Codecademy Docs website on the side. It's also linked in the description of this live stream. So before contributing, we always recommend you go through the guide first. We also recommend having some basic understanding of Git and GitHub, Markdown and the command line, and resources for all those are in the description too. So just make sure you can go through everything, make sure you understand, and then you can get started on making your own contributions. So let's get started on finding an issue to work on. So if you go to the Codecademy Docs repo, you can go to the Issues tab, which is located at the top. You press on Issues, and then you're going to find a list of issues under Docs. So your task would be to find an issue that you're both comfortable with and also that is not assigned to anyone. Issues marked with the Good First Issue label, which is in the purple, and Hacktoberfest have been deemed good issues for first-time contributors to work on. So you can filter the search to actually find unassigned issues too, and Good First Issue. So if you go to label, you can just type in Good First Issue, and then it will come up all the good first issues once you click on that. So it's filtered by good first issue. And then you can also filter by assignee to make sure it's not assigned to anybody. So these are all the issues not assigned yet. And then those are the ones that you will be looking for in general. So once you find an issue that you like and that you want to work on, you press on the issue, read through the description, make sure you understand everything in the description, what's the issue asking you to do. If there's anything that is unclear or that you think that could be more clarified more, then you can just write a comment asking the thread, like, hey, I need some clarification on this. Can you please clarify? If there isn't any clarification needed, then you can go ahead and write a comment asking to be assigned to the issue. Once you make the comment asking to be assigned, just please wait patiently for a maintainer to assign you. We ask you to do this so that to ensure no one else is working on the same issue as you. There has been times where two people were working at an issue at the same time. So to clarify this, we just ask you to please wait to be assigned first before working on it. So once you do get the okay that you're assigned, we'll send you a comment saying you're assigned to the issue, and then you can start beginning work. So the first thing that we recommend you doing is to have your computer set up. So to do this, you're going to have a fork of the docs repo. So to do that, you go to the main repo, you press on fork at the top of the page. Once it's forked, you can go to your profile page and then press on your repos. So once you get to your repositories, you're going to see a fork of the Codecademy Docs repo. You press on that, and then there's the URL you're going to have to get from this. This is what you're going to have to use to clone the repository on your local machine. So you press on the code button, you copy the URL from the box, and then you're going to have to switch over to your terminal or command line, depending on your operating system. And then first you're going to change directories into the file path that you want your repository to live in. We're going to do desktop in this case, and then we're going to do git clone, followed by the URL we just copied, and this is going to clone the repository on your machine. So after that is done, then we're going to change directories into the repository. We changed into the docs repository now, and then now we're ready to start a new branch so that we can make changes. So we're going to change the branch over to Hacktoberfest. Then we're going to check out into the branch. And then now we're ready to have our entry put in once we switch over to our branch. So for all entries are going to be in Markdown files. So we ask that you also follow like all the documentation that is in the issue that you're assigned to. You're going to see a list of documentation with standards, and we ask that your Markdown file follows these standards. This helps a lot with the review process. If everything is up to par, you can breeze through the review process a little bit faster. So just please make sure you review those documentations as well. And our Markdown file right now for this example, we have made up already. So we have everything. We have our metadata at the top. We have our information with title, and also we have subheadings. So now we can, since we already have our file, we can take this file and place it in the file path that was mentioned in the issue, which is we highlight right here. Yeah. So in our local repository, we're going to create that file path. In this case, we're going to be using Visual Studio to show the file path. more clearly. So within our repo, we're going to go down to content. We're going to go to general, then concepts, and then we're going to make a new folder called Hacktoberfest. And then within that folder, we're going to put our markdown file into that. Okay, great. So now our markdown file is in the correct location. So now we can go back to our terminal and start pushing up these changes. So first we're going to do git status to ensure that we have changes. We do. So now we're going to git add the file so we can stage it for commit, copy the file path, and git add, then git status again. We see that is ready to be committed. So then we're going to use the git commit command followed by a message. We could say Hacktoberfest entry as the message. And then now we see git status. We see we committed it. And then now we can push our changes, setting it to the upstream, which is where we're going to push to our local fork. And then we're going to name the branch. And then now we have pushed up our file. So now we can start with making our pull request. So we're going to go back to our profile and then wait for it to refresh. Sorry, give us 1 minute. We're trying to wait for our branch. Let's see, sorry. Christine, can you maybe copy and paste the link that was given in the terminal? See, okay. So in this case, usually there's like at the top of the screen, it will say you can make a pull request, but in this case, since it didn't work for some reason, we just copied and pasted the link from the terminal that was given to us and then paste it into the browser, and then it comes up the screen for our entry. So this is the same entry that we pushed up. This is our description right here that you see in the little box. We suggest that you go through it carefully. Make sure you write a description in the description area. So we're going to just write add Hacktoberfest entry. Delete anything that's not relevant to your PR. So in this case, we're just adding a new entry. And then we also recommend you check off all the boxes that pertain to your entry. So just making sure that you reviewed it, make sure there was no grammar mistakes, no warnings were given, etc. So after that's all done and you feel good with your description, then you can scroll down, look at your file, make sure everything looks good. In this case, everything does look fine. Then we can go ahead and create our pull request. So the pull request is now created and we have everything right. We got good. So the one thing about if you're new and you just started out, there's going to be a CLA, which we can probably show you real quick. There's going to be a CLA message asking you to sign the CLA. We ask that you sign this just so that we can get started on the review process quicker. We ask that you sign this first. It's going to look like this. So all you're going to do is you can read through it, go step by step. It will let you know everything that you need to do. And then once you're done signing, then it was going to approve on screen. It's going to have a little check mark, as you can see there. And then you're good to go. So then after that is done, all you have to do is wait now for a maintainer to come review your file. So after the first review, you're going to make the changes that is requested, and then the maintainer is going to come back, make sure everything is good with the changes, and then you're going to wait for a second review after that. So we typically do 2 sets of reviews. In rare cases, there's 3 sets of reviews, but that's for longer entries. So don't worry about that. But usually it's 2. And after the second one is approved, then we can go through with the merging process. And this is an example right now of one that had 2 reviews, and then it was merged afterwards. And then you're going to get a little message at the bottom after it's merged to links to your live entries. Yeah. And then so if you click on your live entry and you notice that you're anonymous on the screen, so in this case the author is displayed, but you might come up as anonymous if you haven't linked your GitHub to your Codecademy profile. So we just ask that you in the same merge message that the link for the entry is in, there will also be a link showing you how to add your GitHub profile to your Codecademy. So that link right there. And then this is just step-by-step showing you how to add your GitHub username to your Codecademy profile. And then after you do all this, just wait a little bit of time, and then you should be visible so you can check back on it later. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Also one thing, just so that they can see, like if you go to files changed at the top, you can always view your file this way, so that is always there. And then you can also make changes, and you will see the review comments from maintainers too on the screen. And then you can also view this is a maintainer right here that made a review comment. So you can always see that there. And you can always message back to a maintainer if need be. So yeah. So I think that has covered everything. If anyone has questions, they can put it in the chat.
Kyra, while we wait for questions from the chat, could you share some of the typical tips or advice that you would give people that are contributing to Codecademy Docs for the first time?
Yeah, so some tips is if you're stuck on anything, just for your entry in particular, you can just reach out to us in the thread. So you can comment under your pull request if you made one already, or if you're assigned to an issue, then you can comment there instead. For general questions, I would say go to the discussions tab, which is we're pressing on it now. The discussions thread is open for anyone to share ideas, and you can also get our questions answered by maintainers. So like in this particular case, this user wanted to know about adding sorting algorithms. So they asked about like what's a good way of going about that. So then we went along and answered those. You can hop on to a discussion that's already made, or you can make your new discussion using the under whichever tab that is for. If it's for ideas, you can go on that. Also, if you want to contribute outside of Codecademy Docs, then I would also recommend using Good First Issue in the search. If you search Good First Issue without the Codecademy Docs repo, it will come up other repos that are using Good First Issue too. And then you can also look up by Hacktoberfest, because there are other repos using the Hacktoberfest label. So just whichever repo comes up, you'll go onto that repo and then press on their issues, and then you can scroll through to see if there's anything that you want to work on from there.
Nice. I feel like you already answered this question in the chat about how to find other repos to contribute to. There was a question here about how long does the code review take, asking for newbies.
Yeah, it's dependent on the time frame. So right now during the month of Hacktoberfest, we're expecting like a huge volume of intake right now. So we just ask that you be patient. We're going to try to get everything done so that you can get your credits, especially for Hacktoberfest. We want everyone to have basically the time, and we also want everyone to get rewards from Hacktoberfest. So we're going to try to get everything in before it ends. And yeah.
Is it possible to get assigned more than one issue when you're a user?
Yeah, so you can be assigned to up to 3 at a time. We ask for you to submit pull requests first before asking to be assigned to another issue, just so that everyone has a chance to get issues, and more than 3 might just get a little bit too much, especially if you're a new time contributor. So yeah, 3 at a time. And then we ask that you submit pull requests before asking to be assigned to another issue.
Nice. Okay, so I just wanted to chime in and remind the chat that we have a few minutes left in the event. So if you have any questions for Kyra today, please drop them in the chat and she'll be more than happy to answer them. While we wait for other questions in the chat to come in, maybe another question that people might have is when they're contributing to docs, some people might be worried about that what they are, what they submitted might be wrong, or there might be typos or something. So could you talk a bit about the review process and the back and forth that happens when you submit a PR?
Yeah, so once a contributor submits a PR, we go through everything looking for any grammar issues. We also look for any technical issues. We will submit to you the changes if we come across any of that. We also ask that please make sure everything is in your wording. We do not accept any type of plagiarism. Any type of plagiarism would be flagged immediately. So just please stem away from that. Make sure that everything's in your own writing. And also, if there's anything that you need help with, just let us know and we can respond to that. If you need resources for writing your entry, then we suggest you can go to outside resource by finding documentation on the actual language. So almost every language has documentation online. So you can look for that to ensure that your entry is technically right before submitting. And also test your code, please. Test if you have examples, please test the code.
Fantastic. Oh, I see that we are showing the workspaces.
Yeah,
so
you can
test code.
Yeah, you can test the your code in Codecademy Docs workspace. This is on the website on Codecademy. And we have these languages available. So whichever language you're in, you're just pressing the language and then you can create a new file and then add your example and then test it out right there to make sure it works first.
Great. We have one last question in the chat that I think it's a pretty cool question from Maria about, is this similar to the style of working on a project when you're in teams, in a workplace, volunteering, this sort of thing? So how does submitting, your contributions to Codecademy Docs, I guess, reflect on the typical work that somebody that is learning at Codecademy could expect?
Yeah, I think it's a great way for you to like collaborate with other contributors. If we also have like contributors right now that collaborate with other contributors, like giving them advice. So we ask that you just be as open as possible. We're going to be talking with you constantly, trying to get you to get the changes due so that we can get through the process of reviewing quickly. So it's almost like a team effort there, in the sense that we want everyone to work together to get these issues out and entries out.
Nice. I think it's true that a lot of people, especially in hybrid or remote environments, and even when they're in the office, I mean, GitHub is used as pretty much it's a worldwide use tool for organizing your code. And what's it called? The word is something about code maintenance, or like I forget the code. There's like this thing that people call it when you're organizing your code, I guess, for submissions of versions, like versioning, I guess.
Oh,
so
versioning,
yeah. So it's this is kind of similar in that way, that if you were part of a team, engineering team, you might find yourself pushing your code into the repository of the workplace, and all the people will review the work that you submitted, go back to you with any issues, asking you to fix your PR. So in that way, it does simulate a little bit what you could expect going into your first job in tech. Okay, well, with that, we are going to close off the event. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. This was a fun 30 minutes walking you through Codecademy Docs and walking you through what it's like to use Git and GitHub to contribute to Codecademy Docs. As final remarks, don't forget to follow Codecademy on our social media and our YouTube channel, subscribe, all that good stuff to see more of these events. Next month in November, we are having somebody walk us through a practical introduction to LLMs, a really hot topic right now. So hope to see you all there in November. Thank you, Kyra and Christine, for hosting the event today. Thank you for sharing all that you know. It's amazing that you're helping so many people with GitHub and in our Codecademy Docs with their PRs. And I'll see you all next time in our live events. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.